Hey everybody, this is Kyle with AttackOfTheFanboy.com, and I just checked out Dawn of War 3 at E3 2016. I am here with Philip with Relic Entertainment. Tell us about the game. I mean, this was a big announcement a little while ago, so what is Dawn of War 3?
Yeah, I'm so happy to finally be able to show gameplay to everyone. Dawn of War 3 is a science fantasy RTS based on the 40K property from Games Workshop. But, put it at a higher level, it's like big armies with awesome heroes in the middle of it clashing together in over-the-top action.
I mean, Warhammer is a giant franchise, but for some reason it seems like it's got a big resurgence right now. There's a ton of Warhammer games coming out.
There are.
What do you think is so endearing about this series?
Well, it's a great franchise that's been around for 30 years. I've been a fan for about 25 or so. It's a really rich background with a really unique sort of comes from the UK in the 80s and has a really sort of unique dark vibe to it that makes it awesome. So there's lots of corners to explore, which is great.
Yeah.
We've been making games in the 40K universe for 10 or more years, and it's great to be back in that playground.
Yeah, and you guys have actually been working on this. I mean, the announcement was recently, but you guys have been working on it for a while. What have you put in this game? What's different from Dawn of War 1 and 2? What's the same? What have you added here?
Yeah, well, we've been on this game for about 2.5 years, and really we've put our heart and souls into it. From Dawn of War 1, you'll see large armies, base building, over-the-top action. From Dawn of War 2, elite heroes are even more important now. They're sort of in the center of your army. But when you're making a franchise like this or a sequel after a few years, we also really wanted to modernize it to make it as crisp and responsive as modern strategy audiences expect. So if you've never gotten into the franchise before, this is a really good time to get on board.
Yeah, and that's kind of my big question is, I'm familiar with Warhammer, but I have not played the first Dawn of War game or the second one. So you're saying that new fans like myself can kind of jump in at this point and really understand what's going on and get caught up.
Absolutely. You don't need to know anything going in. We're going back to identifying those things that we fell in love with in the beginning. There was a time I didn't know anything about 40K.
Yeah.
And putting that forward, so really exciting heroes. Listen, if you like big bombastic action with guys in power armor punching orcs with chainsaws, fighting elves with laser swords, you're on board.
You're on board. I think almost anyone would be on board with that. And can you just say, I have my answer from the demo. What's the coolest thing in Dawn of War 3? Is it the orbital bombardment?
Although it's a close. The orbital bombardment is pretty awesome. Personally, I'm in love with Lady Solaria, who's our giant super unit.
14 meter tall,
giant robot with Gatling guns for arms. What's not to love?
Yeah.
So that's the unit I'm the proudest of, but there's so much cool stuff for you to find in Dawn of War 3.
Well, thank you for joining me, Philip, and have a good E3.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.